Oh, hey. I was just getting ready and I figured I'd film it because I talked about this the other day and that I would. My winter makeup is slightly different than my summer makeup because in the summer I sweat like crazy and I live in Arizona. So I have to wear products that lean a little bit towards matte. And then in the winter, I wear products that lean a little bit more hydrating. I will show you the different products in the summertime when I do summertime. I typically wear a lot of Crunchi foundation and concealers because they're a little bit drier and I'm sweating and they stay put really good. In the winter, I wear a little bit more Ilia skin stuff because it's a little bit greasier. Let's go. Let's start with what I do for my skin. I don't wash my face in the morning. If I take a shower, I just rinse it off. But the first thing I always do is Curativa skin spray. It just kind of balances out the pH and everything. So it kills bacteria, mold, and all that stuff. So I give it a good mist. It's a little drenchy peel. Rub that in. Next, Adapt serum. I still have my baby. I refill my little baby bottle from the travel kit. If you ever get this, it's the best little baby bottle. I put that on, a couple drops. I personally try to avoid getting too much oil on my eyebrows because it keeps things from sticking. I try to be a little bit careful. My skin, very, very hydrated. Hydration avoids wrinkles. Very hydrated, as we can see. Now, I take a little bit of the Adapt serum, and do you like my simple skincare routine? I am gonna put a little eye cream on. I take my little Adapt serum and I just put a little bit on my hand. So that's there. Little tiny bit of Crunchi eye cream. Non-dominant finger, pat. Eye cream, we have the Adapt serum on the hand. And then I'm just gonna use a little bit of foundation. I don't use foundation as much for coverage. I use it so that it keeps my bronzer on and things look a little bit more even. This is also gonna give me a little bit extra color. And this is the Ilia SF6 in Chios. I believe Chios is the color. True Skin Foundation. I really like it. It's a very hydrating. So as you can see, it's darker than my skin and I don't use very much. You see it? Yep. And then I use the Crunchi big brush and I just go, you see just a little bit. It's giving me a little color because mama is fair right now. Just a little bit. Like I said, I don't use foundation for coverage. I use it so that my bronzer stays on and it just gives me a tiny bit of more evening out on the skin tone, so you can see. And then I use a concealer that is actually my skin color first, anywhere I need it. SC3 Kava, also Ilia. This one's pretty much my skin tone. Obviously kind of around the nose, around the eyes, around the mouth. And then I use the same brush to slightly, I want it to kind of like stay in the places. See that? Do my eyelid, just so little product. I feel like the mask is out. Nobody wants to look like they have a mask on. All right. And then I like to use a brighter concealer. This is SC1. The other one was SC3. So this has gone down 2 shades and this is for brightening. And I'll take that right in here and in here, around here, like that. Same brush, just pat it. You want it to kind of stay where it is. A lot of people use beauty blender brushes. I think those things are trash. They absorb so much of your makeup. This actually just keeps it there. Look at that, brighter, right? And if I wouldn't have done the regular concealer first, it would just look really pasty. This gives it a little blending. Sometimes the warmth of your finger is always good. All right, already looking better. Comb them up so I can see where they're supposed to be. Now we're gonna bronze a little bit. So we'll use that today, which is the Zuzu Luxe Honolulu bronzer. And what we do, they say do an E. What I start is right in here, into the hairline. And then up here, your forehead is obviously gonna bronze right into the hairline. And then down here, same thing on the other side. Wherever you start with new product is gonna be the harshest. So I like to bury it right there. And then here, Next thing I do is I lightly go over the nose, all over the nose, just very, very lightly. I'm not gonna dunk and put new product right on the nose. Just whatever's left on the brush. Then I do a teeny bit of contouring on the nose. I'm gonna take just like a powder brush. This is a MAC 217. And I'm gonna go underneath it. So I'm gonna give myself a cute little tip on my nose. So I just go underneath and then I do a little line on top. See? And then I make like an H, like a low H. Lines on both sides and right there in the circle. And I feel like I need a little bit more blush. I need a fluffier brush. Put this hair in a clip. Get it out of the way. Pull it back down when we're done. Naturally, we're already brighter in here. All of that hydration stuff that we put on is making the skin look dewy. And we can reset it. We can reset everything when we're done. I'm gonna grab an RMS Beauty blush. She is called French Rose. I'm using my same bronzer blush. The forehead. And I am going to do it on the eyes too. But I'm just gonna take a tiny, tiny bit of setting powder. Oh, here it is. Just a tiny, tiny bit of setting powder. I'm talking tiny. It's a big brush. Just to blend everything. And then we're gonna do a little bit of primer on my eyelids. Just a tiny bit of primer. So we don't get all greased out looked and it, like our shadow stays on for longer than 5 minutes. Now my yard guys are here, so it's amazing. I'll talk a little bit louder. A little bit of primer, a little bit more powder. Bronzer. Bronzer is also gonna go in the crease a little bit. And just barely touch. Barely creating a little contour. I have so little product on this, so little product. Wherever you touch first, you're gonna have the most product once you dip. Start on the outside, not the inside. You don't want a ton of dark on the inside. Thank you to my landscaper for doing that right now. We're also gonna take the blush and we're gonna put it on the eyes right there. How pretty is that? Pretty. That looks good. Now we use a highlighter, shimmery highlighter. I'm using one that doesn't exist anymore, but whatever shimmers for you, this doesn't exist anymore. It's a Ilia Pure in Silk. If you can find it, it's called Silk. It's an pearl luster eyeshadow. If you can find it, it's one of my favorites. I have like 4 of them. Just tip of the nose. You got to do this very carefully. Yes, perfect. And on the inside of the eye, there's my landscape guy. It's perfect. It's fine. We'll see how loud that is. Okay. And if you want to take this, if you want to do a tiny bit up the nose, you can as well. And then another thing you can do is you can take a loose powder brush and get a tiny bit and swirl it right here. Just real focus on tiny. Weird. Right when I did that, my eye started to water a little bit. Here we go. Lip liner. Do I want to be that pinky today? I don't know. I don't think I do. I think I'm going to do the RMS Beauty. It's called Go Nude Lip Pencil in Sunrise Nude. Much better. And I do most of the lip. And then I'll put lip balm on later. But anyways, let's do some eyes. My eyeliner is always eyeshadow. I have a Zuzu Luxe. Look how cute that is. A Zuzu Luxe palette that I made. And the eyeshadow is called Blackout. And I just take a little bit of my hypochlorous. This keeps it all antibacterial. And I mist a little bit in there, right into the eyeshadow. Take an angled liner brush. I don't remember who makes this one, but it's big and I like it. It's probably from TJ Maxx or somewhere, I don't know. Anyways, I get it really saturated and then I wipe it off on a piece of paper to take some of the stuff off. I'm just taking it, touching on a piece of paper on both sides so there's not too much there. And then I start on the outside of the eye and I pull it in like that, almost like a liquid. And then I just kind of touch it in. And then I'll go on the inside at the end. I just want to do the outside first. Sometimes you don't need a lot on the inside. So this one's a little thicker than the other one. I'll adjust so that they're even. I love eyeliner. I think it makes me personally look less tired. I did no eyeliner the other day, and halfway through the day, I felt like I looked tired. This also, I feel like the way I do my eyeliner ages me a little bit, but that's okay because I'm in my 40s. I'm all about what looks flattering on the face, not what looks trendy. And then I'm gonna touch underneath just for a little eyelash on the bottom. All right, eyebrows. I will never ever stop using the Anastasia, and I don't care because it's an eye pencil. It's a brow pencil. It's not like some toxic thing. So it's got a little angled tip on it, and then feather strokes. You start where your eyebrows should start, which is farther in, and you barely touch. See how I'm barely getting any color on there? So do I need to hunch down a little bit? Key where it should be. I do first the bottom, and then I add a little bit on the inside because I need a little bit on the inside. Very carefully, barely touch. And feather. Look at that. It already looks like it's slightly like microbladed, right? Because it's blending with what I have. People ask me all the time if my brows are microbladed, and I'm like, no, I wish, because then I wouldn't have to do them. Now I go up in the corner because this should be a little higher. Barely touching, and making this a little higher, and then coming down to connect it. Look at what a dramatic difference that is than this. And I've barely done anything, right? I barely added anything. And now I'm just gonna go in and fill it just a little bit with like feather-like strokes, and then I'll blend it with the spoolie. But I don't want them to look fully filled in because eyebrows aren't naturally super dense and not see-through. They should be a little see-through. Now I'm blending, trying to take this little line off on the bottom. Hey. I'm gonna do the other side. I might fast forward the other side since you got the gist of it. And I might leave it. If I don't feel like editing. Because honestly, we're 19 minutes in. If I wasn't commentating, my makeup routine usually takes about 20 minutes. See, those hairs, just light upward strokes, like hair grows. I even like a little tweaker. See, like that tweaker? It's perfect. Oh, I wish I could do that every day. Don't mess it up, Mary. Good brow day today. Look at that. Couple in between, and then we need more up top here, so I'm gonna follow where it naturally should be growing and continue it up. See, and then back down. See how I'm creating where it should be, then back down, and then underneath. This is a little bit straight, but I'm kind of digging it. I might make this one match. The really high arched brows really just age people, so you want them to be semi-straight across. I don't have like these humongous arches because that makes you look like you got a brow lift and you're old. They say it's more straight across, that's more youthful looking. And that's not a trend, that's just fact. Because, you know, the older women, they get like everything pulled up and then they have this huge, and it looks unnatural. We want it to look straighter, right? I'm gonna fill it in just a tiny bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. Fill it in a tiny bit. And then I have like a little blending to do. And then depending on my mood, will I carve them out a little bit. Oh my gosh, I wish my guy would just get out of the courtyard. Please move on. That's pretty good. The side needs a little darkening if we're gonna try to be sisters. Okay, look at how much better we look already. You can take kind of like a flat-ish brush like that and take a little bit of your lighter concealer, My hand is always my little Picasso thingy, you know what I'm saying? I just got a little brush set at TJ Maxx. That was $5. We're just carving out underneath that brow, giving a little highlight. This side, I'm totally like down for brows to look a little bit messy because that makes them look a little bit more natural. And I've got some makeup up here. I don't even know how I got there. It's all right. But some people do the top too. I don't always dig doing the top. It's okay. I don't know. Maybe just a little bit. And we'll just go all the way under. All right. We're looking, I mean, look how much better we already look. It's amazing. I'm gonna curl them eyelashes. So I'm gonna curl them. I never pump. That's a surefire way to get your eyelashes to fall out. It's like doing the pump thing that people do. I'm not doing it. Just hold it for a little bit, and then we'll do the other one. We're gonna hold it for a little bit. Then we're gonna use the Jane Iredale Lash Primer. I love it. You wouldn't believe. It makes my lashes look so much longer. I don't know if it has like a tubing technology. It also hydrates my lashes and has helped them grow. And I've used growth serums that have done nothing except for irritate my eyes. Almost every growth serum irritates my eyes. This is magic. It's white. You cover with your mascara anyway. The next thing I do is I dry it, and I'm not patient. We use a fan. Fan is so much faster. Let me just tell you. We got the Ilia baby mascara. Ilia, the minis work so much better than the long ones. Significantly better. The only thing is I hate this brush. My daughter, I have the one that is not this brush, and it's a skinnier brush, but my daughter stole it. I have one preteen and one teenage daughter, and they steal everything. And the bottoms, I'm gonna get in there a little bit more. Now we're gonna get the mascara off there. So much better. I'm gonna get my lip balm. Got my lip balm. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more lip liner. I like anything that kind of brightens it up because I don't like brown, like a brown lip. And now my lip line is very brown. So I try to cover it by brightening it a little bit. I think we look pretty good. Fix my wig. Let me pull the hair down and see if I need anything else. Should we put lashes on for fun? Let's do it. I like these Mine But Better. They're My Lashes But Better. And I always trim off the ends. I trim off about that much. And then I go through with little scissors, these little scissors, and I go and I trim like this to make them a little shorter because I want them to blend in, and that's what I get left with. I want them to blend in and look more natural. See that? Makes them look a little pointier. I'm just getting a little water on my fingers and grabbing the ends. But let's do this one first. One of the cleaner, there used to be a lash glue called like Georgie that was really clean. So now I just use, it's not available anymore. So I use Duo Naturals. It's the cleanest one I can find. They use like medical adhesive. Making sure I have the right one. I just put a little bit of the lash glue on. It should be pretty white. And then I dry it a little bit so it's a little tacky. And then I start it in the edge and set it down. Placement is key. You want it on the end, not on the inside. I like to dry it a little bit. This little fan is so handy. And then we're gonna set it. I know a lot of people that like to do this in a small mirror looking down because it's easier to get on when you're looking down. If you're looking down at a mirror like this, your lashes are down and it's easier to put a lash on. So you make sure the end is right at the lash line. That's the most important thing. You guys, this is 10 times easier to apply in a mirror in your hand looking down. See, look what that does. Just gives extra volume and looks very natural, right? Let's see. She knows what she's doing. And then we're gonna do the other one. Slap. Here's the glue. I like to get it pretty thick, but I don't want it to like move around. So make sure you're not getting it on the lashes, just on the band. See that? It's white. That thick and goopy, like that. And if you wanted to take this tonight, day to night, it would be very easy. A little dark, shimmery brown shadow in the corner. You could work it in a little bit. Very, very easy. Okay, we're gonna do that same trick. This isn't a full lash, right? Go look down in my mirror, make sure the end lines up. So nerve-wracking. If you get the glue in the wrong spot, you just want it right at the base of the lash line. And because we dried the glue a little bit first and it's tacky, it's not gonna slide around. Where you put it, it will stay. I know I make it look way easy. It takes a couple tries, but really letting that glue dry a little bit before putting them on is day and night difference. And then you can take your little mascara and blend it a little bit if you want. Because you have a couple of your eyelashes that are just alone here. right? And I like to just take a little bit of bronzer at the end and just make sure I have like a real good contour. My thing is, it's like go heavier earlier because it's only gonna kind of wear off. And then this is a little trick that you can do if you wanna be next level. We have our bronzer line. So you take our concealer on both sides and clean it up. We'll just use this, it's a little small. We're just gonna have a sharper jawline here. I'm just gonna take a bigger brush, blend it. That's pretty, it's pretty. Finishing powder. Let's just do a tiny bit more shimmer as a highlight. Just for funsies. Not only are we ready for the day, we're ready for any kind of filming that we're doing, right? We can all put together. That's it. Yay. I'll put links for things that I have links for in the description box below. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Let's fix those hair.